Welcome to the Style and Grace podcast, maintaining mental health and tackling real life issues, honesty and compassion. Where style meets substance and grace meets real life experiences.
Hey y'all, hey, and welcome to another episode of the Style and Grace podcast. I'm your host, Whitney Victoria. Sisters, how y'all feel? Brothers, y'all all right? I hope y'all are doing good. And if you listen to the last episode, I hope you got a chance to celebrate yourself. Now, I know I told y'all I was gonna do like a lunch or brunch or something. I haven't done it yet, but just know that it is coming. It is coming. I definitely have to take some time out to really celebrate. But let's get into this episode. I am going to title this episode Growth, Grace, and Finding Your People. Growth is beautiful, but let's be real, it can also be lonely. When you're evolving, you start to notice that certain people, certain habits, and even certain mindsets don't fit where you're going. And it's really not easy. Sometimes you feel the tension of wanting to grow, but also realizing that not everyone around you is growing with you. And in that space, you have two choices: shrink back into what's comfortable or push forward into what's meant for you. But here's the thing: elevation requires discipline. It requires unlearning. It requires making intentional choices about who and what you allow in your space. And if you're in a season where you feel like you're outgrowing your old ways, this episode is for you. Like I said, we're going to talk about growth, forgiveness, and the importance of community, because we cannot do this walk alone. Have you ever had a moment where you realize something that once felt normal now feels uncomfortable? Maybe it was a conversation that doesn't sit right with you anymore. Maybe it's an environment that no longer feels like home. Maybe it's a habit you used to enjoy, but now it just doesn't feel aligned with who you are and where you become, like who you are and who you're becoming. That's growth, my friend. But growth isn't just about adding new things. It's also about unlearning old things, unlearning old habits that kept you stuck, unlearning ways of thinking that no longer serve you, unlearning the belief that you have to stay the same to keep people comfortable. And let me tell you, baby, it ain't easy, because when you start shifting, people notice. Some will celebrate you, some will question you, and some will fall off. And that's okay. Growth isn't about dragging people along with you. It's about making space for those who are meant to walk with you in this season. And on the real, one of my challenges during this season right here has been forgiveness, meaning like releasing and not reconnecting. One of the biggest lessons that I'm learning and that I have learned, and I'm saying both because it's still an ongoing process for me, that forgiveness is not for the other person. It is really for you. When we hold on to bitterness, it keeps us tied into the very thing that we are doing our best to grow from. By forgiving someone doesn't mean giving them the same access to you. For those of you who know my story, I've been through some things, and some things I really had to really get freed from. And that's where balance comes in, because forgiveness isn't about allowing people or anything to hurt you again. It's about letting go of the resentment so that you can move forward without the weight of the past holding you down. So if you are struggling to forgive, ask yourself, is holding on to this anger helping me grow, or is it keeping me stuck? Because your next level requires a light heart and a clear mind. I'm going to say that again. Your next level requires a light heart and a clear mind. And you cannot fully step into your future if you are still carrying the burdens of your past. I really have to pat myself on the back for that one. Because as I'm talking to y'all, I am talking to myself, because unforgiveness has been one of the biggest challenges for me. And I also know that during times where I was really walking in unforgiveness for real, I know that that unforgiveness kept me from a lot of opportunities. And we'll get into that on another episode. But also during this season, you need community. You have to be able to find your people, and you also have to be able to be accountable. Walking this journey, you cannot do it alone. You cannot grow alone. You need people who get it, people who will challenge you, uplift you, and hold you accountable. Because let's be real, there are gonna be days when you don't want to do the right thing. There'll be days when you want to slip back into your old habits, days when discipline feels exhausting, days when you wonder if this journey is even worth it. Like, why am I even doing this? I ain't gonna hold y'all. I be having conversations with God. I be like, look, God, now I'm out here trying to do the best I can with what I got. And these people out here scamming, they out here doing, you ever had a talk with a guy like, Lord, I'm doing my best to be on the straight and narrow. Why I gotta go through all this? Like, why do I have to go through all this? But I'm reminded that during those times, that's when you need community, and that's when community matters most. I can't tell you how thankful I am for the people that are in my life who remind me why I started this journey. To the ones who check in on me, pray for me, who don't let me make excuses, because accountability isn't just about correction, it's about support. It's about having the people in your life who remind you that the work that you're doing is worth it. So if you're in a season where you feel alone, I encourage you to find your people. And that doesn't mean looking for the perfect group of people. It means surrounding yourself with those who are also growing, who are also learning, and who are also committed to becoming better. Because when you have the right community, you don't have to do this alone. And also in this journey of growth, there is an area of discipline that you have to sink in. You have to let discipline sink in, and discipline has to be a part of your journey if you truly want to go. And that's the part nobody really talks about. Growth isn't just about feelings, it's about discipline. It's about making daily choices that align with where you want to be and not just where you've been. Because elevation requires work. You can't grow spiritually if you're still entertaining distractions. Hello, you cannot grow spiritually if you are still entertaining distractions. You cannot grow emotionally if you are still holding on to things that trigger you. You cannot grow financially if you're still spending impulsively. And that's why discipline matters, because your next level just won't happen. You have to choose it every single day. So ask yourself, what habits do I need to shift? What excuses do I need to stop making? Because real transformation happens when you stop waiting for the motivation and you start moving with intention. That was good. That was really, really good. I'm going to say it again. Because real transformation happens when you stop waiting for motivation and start moving with intention. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. I know this journey isn't always easy. I know it can feel lonely, overwhelming, and uncertain. But trust me when I say this, there is so much joy on the other side of growth. There's a peace in choosing better for yourself. There is a freedom in letting go of what no longer serves you. And there is a power in surrounding yourself with the right people. So if you're in this season, keep going, keep forgiving, keep unlearning, keep setting boundaries, keep finding your community, keep showing up for yourself, because everything you're working toward spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, and financially, it all starts with choosing growth. And I want to hear from you. If this episode resonated with you, send me a DM, share it with a friend, or leave a review. I'll also have my email in the show notes. So just be sure to reach out to me and let's grow together. And as always, thank y'all so much for being here. Here is where style meets substance and grace meets real life experiences. I love y'all, and until next time.